How's it going, VC community? Home from work, sporting the battle jacket. I don't know if everything on here is going to be reversed, unreadable, but I'm sure you can figure out some of the stuff from its shape and size and stuff like that. Wanted to do a 7-inch share of my collection, not doing the whole thing. I was thinking of doing one crate, but goodness, that still might take me a while. I've got a bunch of mine in these small crates here, and this is a mixture of different types of metal, a lot of dune metal, some traditional metal. So yeah, anyway, Scott Waters had posted something about show your collection, and I thought, it's probably overdue. But I don't know that I'm going to get through half of this, and the more I talk, the less I'm going to get to show here. So let's start off with this first one, and this is 3 Teeth, which is kind of a industrial metal. I've got, as far as I know, I've got all of their full lengths. I don't think they've come up with anything recently. We got Daniel, what's his name, from Harry Potter there, from this movie. Never seen the movie, but Guns Akimbo. And I'm not sure about the A side, but the B side, Ballroom Blitz, obviously cover tune. And so yeah, cool band. I appreciate their music. This group, I think I got this as a freebie from a friend Joe. I can't tell you. Well, maybe I can. I believe it's backwards there for you all, but Anarchus, maybe. Not sure where these guys are out of. This pressing of the 7-inch is from Germany, so I don't know. Maybe it's a German band. I believe it's maybe Black Thrash. I'm guessing. I probably have only listened to it one time. So like I said, that was a freebie. Doom, Stoner, maybe. This is Ancestors. I've got a few of their albums here. They're kind of cool, atmospheric. And this release was off of Volcom. A nice greenish blue sea foam maybe color. And the B-side, Graveyard. Really cool retro 70s hard rock band. Also got a bunch of their albums too. Looking through these, there's a bunch of these I haven't played in a while. I need to give some of my 7-inch spins. So band that I'm playing in the background is a demo from Revelation, and this was this band spawned off of Revelation. This is Against Nature. I don't think they released anything else on vinyl. Most of their releases were CD, and then this band, some of their stuff was just pressed on, released on MP3s. So this was Plumberfect and Confusion, A side and B side. It's a good low-key doom. Couldn't tell you what that cover is of, but it's a good band. Got to see Revelation live in Baltimore in the 2000s, and that was a cool experience. Argus, not that Argus, not the one from the 70s, but this is a just heavy metal, a little bit of doom. The lead singer from this band, I know his name, it's escaping me right now, but got to see him also that same time that I was in Baltimore, and he was singing for Penance. He was the later singer of Penance, and this is really great band. I've posted a bunch of their albums, and people don't seem to bite on it. Nobody likes it or gives it a thumbs up, but yeah, if you like your metal, you need to check out Argus. They're just really good, consistent. Some doom. I mean, I wouldn't say they're flat out. They're not, you don't have to be a huge Sabbath fan to and enjoy Argus. I think, Maiden, Judas Priest, give them a try. You'll like them. Next band is, I think I also got this from my friend Joe. On the hype sticker, it says 1976. So this would be, I believe this might be a new wave of British heavy metal band. Don't quote me on that. Axe, AXXE. This was a later release, 2021, but I do believe that the tracks from this are from either late 70s or early 80s. It says recorded at Impulse Studios September 78 to November 78. So there you go. A band from the late 70s. It just says Impulse Studios, so I'm not sure where that's at. But I'm thinking these guys were from the UK. If I'm wrong and you know, let me know. And that looks like a dark green. Not getting a lot of color or a lot of light there, but yeah, dark green, emerald. Moving right along, another doom band, Black Pyramid. You're not going to be able to make out with my lack of lighting, but there is actually some design to that. And Black Pyramid, I believe, was out of the Northeast here in America, so New England. I'm not sure if they were Massachusetts or Connecticut. And this is just a self-titled 7-inch. I do have, I believe, their self-titled album on record. I think some of their stuff was released on vinyl, but really, really good traditional doom metal here from the States. Next up, Blitzkrieg, and yes, that Blitzkrieg, the one from the UK, new wave of British heavy metal. This is a later release. Maybe, let's see, I'm sure there's a date on this. No, maybe not. I'm guessing this thing is probably over 10 years at this point, and still sealed. Haven't opened this one up, but I've got a few others of their albums, and I believe Ross, being the lead singer, we're still doing a great job. Awesome lead vocalist and pretty good, just consistent heavy metal band. If you like your Maiden, you like your Judas Priest, Satan, Demon, Blitzkrieg, great band. Lazaro and Orn. So a little bit of information about this. Orodruin, another band from, I believe, the Northeast, another traditional U.S. doom band. The guitar player, and again, I'm not going to be able to tell you his name, it's been a while, but this was his side band. This is much more kind of horror-tinged, soundtracky, good stuff. They've got a few full lengths, just really cool, when the mood strikes. And Orne, O-R-N-E, was a spin-off, I believe, from the guitarist from Reverend Bizarre. So also, it's going to have doom, European doom. Next up, Bloodstar, kind of new band for me. I've got, I believe, one or two of their full lengths, and picked the 7-inch up along with that. We got The Fear and Tortured Earth, just traditional heavy metal, American band. Let's see, I'm not gonna, it's okay, I was gonna say it's a gatefold. I wasn't gonna open it up to take out the vinyl, but I've got it in the center there, and this is a Shadow Kingdom release. You got the nice green and black splatter, and yeah, good band. I believe female vocalist. And it says, for fans of Blue Oyster Cult, Rainbow, Saxon, and Accept. Okay, another new age of British heavy metal band, Burner. I don't think they released a whole lot during the 80s, the early 80s, but maybe, demo stuff, and that's what this consists of. This was released in 2007 on High Roller Records, but I believe both tracks, Hammer of the Gods, 3 tracks, Time Is On My Side, and Old Enough to Know Better. I believe those are all, yeah, they were recorded in 1984. So not early new age of British heavy metal, but not even quite, not to the midpoint yet. So I thought it was, good tracks, cool stuff. I know that they did release something later, I think in the late 90s. of course, it's not going to have the same feel as the early 80s stuff. So I'd recommend trying to track this down if you want to check them out. Going back into the Doom again, a lot of Doom in here, but also kind of like Graveyard, a little bit more of a retro feel to it. This is Burning Saviors, and this was released on Rise Above Records, which Lee Dorn's his company. And Burning Saviors, really great retro. If you like Pentagram, you probably appreciate these guys. I think they've had maybe 2 or 3 different singers, but they all do a good job. And the A side is The Giant, B side The Clown. A little bit of a difference to the 2 sides of the sleeve there. Next up, Cathedral. So anybody into doom metal, you know Cathedral. I don't think there's a lot in the way of 7-inch singles, though. This, I believe, was maybe their second one, because I think Twilight of something was their first one. I don't have that, but this one is Gargantuan. And there's a little bit of writing down here, really hard to see, even outside of the sleeve. And I believe my copy is just a traditional black, nothing snazzy about it. So Gargorlian, I guess, is the A track, and the B side, Earth in the Grip of a Skeletal Hand. Creepy. Love Cathedral. Another Doom. So a member of Death SS, which I never really listened to back in the day. I do have one of their represses, but I got on board with Paul Chain, who was the guitar player, one of the original guitar players early in the band, Death SS. And this is maybe more of one of his less doomy, more experimental, maybe improv. Full Moon Improvisation Container 3. Quite the title. Again, I believe this is just black. This was released on Shadow Lord during the early 90s, when I first started getting back into vinyl. Really starting to seek out a lot of Doom. I was telling my buddy Tim the other day, it was like the Melvins was my Melvins, and Pentagram, and Place of Skulls, and stuff like this. And then on the other side, because this is a split, you're not going to be able to see that if it's reversed, but it's Internal Void, another, I believe, DC Doom band, really cool group. And Window to Hell, spooky, but not satanic. Most of the Doom bands, they do have a lot of biblical imagery and, hellfire, brimstone, but also spiritual stuff. And so seems kind of creepy, but they're not. They're a good band. A lot of the songs more dealing with, I guess, life, social issues, spiritual issues. Next one, I couldn't tell you anything about. This was a freebie. It's called Church of Disgust. Not in my wheelhouse. This would be more creepier stuff. Dread Ritual. I don't think I've even listened to this. But sometimes I get some freebies and I hold on to them. Never know, might be good for a trade. And that's a black vinyl. Moving on to tribute to Coroner. Been listening to a lot of Coroner recently, especially with their new album out. And this is just a 7-inch cover. And it's got the Coroner symbol. I believe this urn was something on one of their demos, one of their early releases. It looks familiar. So on the front here, we've got Canvas Solaris, I believe maybe a stoner band, and Pharaoh, which is just a traditional metal band. Tim, who I can't remember his last name, but he was the vocalist for Chuck Schuldiner later band, which I should know the name of that, and I'm drawing a blank right now. But when Chuck decided to do something outside of the Death moniker, he did his secondary band, and Tim, who unfortunately passed away just a few years ago, but that was his band. Another really good traditional metal band, so if you just like metal and you don't need those tags on it, check them out. And here's another one that we can put the tag on. We've got Count Raven, A-side, Wolf Moon, really cool track, and Griftegard, Wedded to Grief, another doom band. And these guys are from Europe. Offhand, I don't remember if they're German. Sounds German, but they could be Swedish or from Sweden or Switzerland. I don't know. Didn't look up. I didn't do all my research before this. And that, I believe, is also a black. Yep. Black. Darkest Era, a Irish band. Don't have a lot of metal albums from Irish bands, but this is a good one that I've picked up on in the recent years. Black vinyl, side A, and Dagda, and side B, Elohim. It's probably Elohim. And yeah, there maybe a little bit of doom, a little bit of epic metal, might be a little black in there, but nothing screechy, no mayhem or emperor type black, just a little edgy to it. But good band. Can say that about just about them all. They're good bands. Dark Forest, UK. Got into them on their first self-titled traditional metal, maybe with a little touch of new wave of British heavy metal. But these guys are, modern. So A-side, Defender. B-side, I Vow to Thee, My Country, short track, and then The Wizard of Elderly Edge. I believe black vinyl. Not going to open that one up. Pretty certain that's just black. Dawn Rider, Portuguese, doom stoner. War Engine, another band from the Baltimore, DC area. Don't remember all the band members, but there's a few guys in this group that were in a bunch of the more well-known DC, Baltimore era bands. I believe it's just one track from each. Also, black vinyl. I guess I should just share if they're colored vinyls, because most of them are going to be black. Death Penalty, Sign of Times, and that's the A-side, and Seven Flames is the B-side. Gary Jennings, guitar player, who was the mainstay guitar player from Cathedral. So this was his band after Cathedral broke up, or they just decided to call it quits. So I believe they've got one full length after around the time that this came out. And Michelle Nukon, if I'm pronouncing her name correct, she was in a few other bands. Bethesda, I think might have been one of them. And there's another one. I've got a few of their albums. I can't remember, but really nice lady. I can remember corresponding with her a little bit back when MySpace was a thing. And she appreciated folks acknowledging her doom metal singing. Next up, some death metal. Deceased, probably my favorite death metal band, but they're thrash, and they got a mix of some different sounds to them. I love the thrashy death. It's not overbearing death, and just the kind of horror kind of lyrics. So this one is Infected the Ugliness. It reminds me of the cover of those little creepy guys from Phantasm that run around with the hoods, and just those little shrunken down people. So tracks: Agents of Steel, Ironheads, Black Metal, and Voivod. So cover tracks. And this one's a little beat up. It was supposed to be in good condition, and the seller sells things and says they're in really good condition, and then they're in garbage condition and reek of smoke. So I haven't purchased any more from that individual, but it plays well, so we'll let that go. And this next one I think I got from the same seller, but this one's in better condition, and this is Cloned Day of the Robot, also deceased. B-side is False Prophet, which is a English Dogs cover, and World Peace, apparently a Cro-Mags cover. And a newer Deceased, The Triangle, and that's a live version of The Triangle, which is from their second full length, so that one goes back a ways. And then Apocalypse Now, a Final Conflict cover, and Ilona, The Very Best, Bulldozer cover. I don't have any Bulldozer albums, so I'm aware of the band, but not familiar with their music. Next up, Earthride, another Doom band, DC era, or DC area. Dave Sherman, who played with Wino in Spirit Caravan and a few other bands. I think he did some things with Bobby Liebling from Pentagram. Dave passed away a few years ago. But this is, a great band. It's got Eric Little, a drummer from the area that has been in a bunch of other groups, and Kyle Steinberg. I've got, I think, most of everything they've released, and just a really good stoner rock, heavy metal, doom metal. Good band. Anybody into UK doom is going to know the next band, Electric Wizard. This 7-inch came with a repress of one of their full lengths, I believe the first full length, but I believe the material came on a single or an EP at one point. So the A-side, no, I was on the right side. Illegible Nebulae, the Doom chapter, and the other side, Doom chapter, Morning Prayer Part 1. And looks like it released in 2006, at least on this copy. And another one, this would have been released with their repress of the second. I'll do a partial cover up here so we're not upsetting anybody. And so Electric Wizard, and this is a remake, a repress of, one of their earlier singles. And so Nothing, Return to the Sun of Nothingness, I believe that is the B-side, and I cannot read the writing, or yes I can, Demon Lung is the A-side. Let's see, boom, we're on 22 minutes, so I'm probably going to end up splitting this up because I don't think anybody's going to want to see me going on for more than like 30 minutes. I don't know, maybe somebody will. But next, Evil Army. Thrash band. Again, I'm thinking this is New York maybe, or Jersey, or somewhere in the DC area. I remember seeing one of their EP, or one of their demos listed in one of the death metal magazines way back when. And so in the last couple of years, I did pick up one of their full lengths and also the 7-inch. Conquer Human Life, Scum of the Earth, Friday the 13th, and Wrong Approach. And that is, Conquer Human Life. We got that whole kind of 1950s, 60s horror magazine cover going there. Cool stuff. Next is a UK thrash band, maybe. I do have one of their albums. I've not given this or it a whole lot of listens, so I may be wrong on that as far as genre is concerned, but this is Evil Invaders, which is probably influenced by who was it, Razor, the Canadian band, so I'm probably not too far off on the where they got their name from, right? Side A, Broken Dreams in Isolation, which is a re-recorded single, and The Unholy, which is a Sabotage cover. I'm all about, if I'm getting a single, I kind of like having cover songs or a demo. I know, some of the 7 inches you're getting 2 tracks from the actual band's album, and you know, it's stuff that you already have, and you're like, okay, I'm just kind of doubling up on something I've got on the main album. I'm okay with the track, you know, first track being a single from the album, but then I'd kind of prefer to have a little, I don't, like I said, having a cover song, having a demo song, something just to, you know, break things up a little bit. All right, next one is this was a great find online. This is a promo, so it does say promo only on it. This is Flotsam and Jetsam, Swatting at Flies, and Date with Hate. And I mean, you guys can see the artwork there. I forget the name. I should know the name of the album, but Swatting at Flies comes from their studio album. I do believe Date with Hate is a B-side that was not on the any of their full lengths. All right, next up we've got, I'm gonna pull this one out because I'm drawing a blank. I forget the name of the band, and I know I'm gonna have to cheat and look at the record, and nope, it's not telling me there. So this sucks because, oh, there it is. Fueled by Fire. It was a band, thrash band, and this is a kind of a two-parter. So we got Past, Present, No Future, the tracks Mangled Truth and Non-Existent. The guys on the back there, I believe these guys are from California. Again, I could be wrong on that. Could be Arizona, could be Texas, I don't know. But this one came with patch, very cool. We've got kind of a part 2 here. So Past, Present, No Future, different tracks. And this one came with a sticker. And it is side A, Disrupt and Bloodshed. So how cool is that? I love that. Same cover art, reverse, you know, the black with the white, the other one, the white with the black, and one came with the sticker, and the other one came with the patch. Awesome. That's that's cool. Oh, what's up next here? We've got Funeral, Circle, and Gatekeeper. 2 awesome bands. I just recently got Funeral Circle's full length. I've not had a chance to spin that yet, but another really good doom band. And Gatekeeper, more traditional. I believe they're a Canadian band, more traditional metal, maybe a little bit of doom. Got some stickers in here, a sticker and a patch. I have no idea which band those go with, but maybe those might have been made specifically for the single. I don't know. Oh, one of my favorite doom bands, and I've got a few to share here from them. The Gates of Slumber, and they're back together as of just a few years ago. They lost a few members, tragically. I did get to see them with Pentagram in Atlanta years ago, and that was a dream come true because I didn't get to see them in Baltimore at the Doom Festival that I went to. Doom or Be Doomed shirt on here. But I did get to see them in DC before they disbanded due to deaths, and they're back together again, but I'm not sure how much they're touring. The B-side is The Dream Is Dead. Not really familiar with that band, couldn't tell you much about it. But let's see, the track on here, and this was a Relapse single series, so limited to 1,000. I believe it is a cover. I believe both sides. So let's see, The Dream Is Dead, Burn in Hell, Twisted Sister cover, and I can't pronounce the other one, not going to try. And let's see, oh, we got a blue vinyl here. Blue, To Walk the Night. I believe that's Samhain. Misfits, Samhain. I'm thinking that's Samhain, and it does say To Walk the Night right up top there. Another Rise Above Records, another The Gates of Slumber, but the A side is actually Crowning Glory. Not sure the genre of that band. We've got the nice translucent lime green. And on the reverse side, the Gates of Slumber, Riddle Master, which another favorite of mine, Manila Road. That is one of their earlier, I believe from maybe their second or third or fourth album. Fantastic song. Obviously Conan inspired. All right, I thought I had some other The Gates of Slumber. I must be thinking of some of the larger, maybe 12-inch singles. Here is a good split. Spiritual Beggars. More retro metal, retro rock. No, I don't have any of their albums besides this, but I've heard that they're pretty good. But the Grand Magus, got a bunch of theirs, and this is their earlier stuff before they started becoming a little bit more epic in their sounding. So this might have been a little more stoner. And Twilight Train is their track, and It's Over is the other side. All right, past the 30 mark, but I'm going to continue on a little bit. Grief, another band I don't have anything else from. I've had this for a long time. Need to give this a spin again. Falling Apart on the A side, the B side 13, which I believe was out of New York. Some ladies in that band, and that is Wither. I found this at a place not too far away from where I live, amongst a bunch of Genesis and Neil Young and other 70s and 80s 7-inches, and this, I couldn't believe that this was in amongst all those. But The Show Must Go On by Grim Reaper. I posted this probably a year or so ago online. Only $15. I thought that was a steal because it's in perfect condition. I believe this is a U.S. press, and it is The Show Must Go On and Dead on Arrival from their first album. The Haunt, a band out of San Francisco, California. Traditional metal. So the A side, and Sea of Dreams, which is a non-LP track, so not on any of their full lengths, which they come out with an album almost yearly. So up until recently, I think I had most of everything from them. And then the B-side is, or the split is Seven Sisters, a band out of the UK. Got to see both of them live in Nashville. Great band. I think maybe 2 or 3 full-length albums, but both are great bands. But I would definitely like to see and hear more from Seven Sisters. We got a nice blue with white splatter. And I believe around the same time, actually, when I purchased this one, and that 7 inches, not wanting to go back in, also got this one along with. So the A side, Haunt. The track is A Fool's Paradise, and Fortress. Couldn't tell you anything about them, didn't look them up, but On the Streets Again. And we have, I'm sure this one's colored too, looks like a splatter red with maybe a gray splatter, maybe a little bit of black in there. And I'll put that away later. Continuing on with some doom, we have The Hidden Hand, which is Wino. Desensitized, which I believe is split over the A side and the B side, so a little bit of a longer track on McCarthyism Records. Hyrex, El Diablo Negro, which is a picture disc. I don't think I have too many 7-inch picture discs. And this is A side, I See Blood Red, and B side is a anti-suicide song called Split Your Wrists. So see, can't always judge songs by their titles, because that's actually an anti-suicide song. Split Your Wrists. It's talking, probably saying, don't do that. Holy Grail, I forget where they're from. I've got a few of their full lengths. Let's see, debut full length coming in 2010. So this actually preceded Ed Repka cover art, but this preceded their first album. Side A, Fight to Kill. B-side, Immortal Man. Oh, this band, not sure if I'm going to pronounce this right. German, Hautweiser, March to Death. It's, I believe, a thrash band. We're going to say it's probably German. I'm pretty certain they are. Side A, March to Die. B-side, Shredded to Pieces. And it's on Displeased Records, which is, I believe, Holland. And it was recorded originally... Oh, never mind. There's a cover song, which was originally covered in 1985, or released by Possessed in 85. And so yeah, this looks like a 1999 release. Some Maidens. Not going to go into great detail about these. Maiden is Maiden. Can I Play with Madness? This is not a original 7-inch, and this is one of the later represses. And going along with so this is all from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. The Evil That Men Do. Pretty wickedly cool cover. Love Derek Riggs and his artwork. And then The Clairvoyant, same album. Oh, I remember when that album came out and seeing all those pictures from that album. And then Infinite Dreams, also from that album, with Eddie flying on the motorcycle, jumping. All right, I'm just gonna finish up this. We got a few more here, so we'll hit probably the 40-minute mark. Edmund Fitzgerald, there was an anniversary just a couple of days ago of the sinking of that ship. Jag Panzer did the Gordon Lightfoot cover of The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. Great original track, really cool cover. And so yeah, that's the A side, and the B side is The Mission 1943, which was taken from Casting the Stones, one of the Jag Panzer albums I do not own. So not familiar with that song outside of that 7-inch single. Next up is a kind of a mix. It's not a specific band so much. I think it was a few different band members. I know Scott Waters. Hey, look at that. I can almost kind of sort of make that look like I'm wearing... Of course, I can close that there. But anyway, the first track is done by Join the Dead, Walking in Darkness. Michael Phillips, great guitar player. Not familiar with some of the other guys. Paul White vocals. The B-side, What a Joke, which is a Deliverance cover. Scott Waters doing the vocals. Again, Michael Phillips, he's doing guitar and bass. Jim Chafin doing drums. And then It's the Beat, another Deliverance cover with those same three gentlemen. And so, yeah, just a cool little mix of two different bands. And it's called Arm for Battle. I think Rox Records might still have a few of these. They were limited. Actually, mine is 109 out of 150. So if you have any interest in that, you might want to grab it sooner than later, because they're going to disappear. Kahemis, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but this is another two cover tracks. We've got them and Spirit Adrift, two pretty cool, more modern doom bands, even though Spirit Adrift has become a little bit more traditional in their sound. So Kahemis, A Conversation with Death, and Spirit Adrift is Man of Constant Sorrow. Not traditional metal songs, but definitely given a metal sound. Kalissa, got to see them live in Nashville a while back, before they split up, and they were fantastic. Kind of sludge, yes, doom, stoner, but maybe more sludgy. Two singers, female, male, really cool band. And this is one of their earlier releases, No Ending and 100 Degrees Heat Index. And Pusshead, yeah, Pusshead cover. Got to mention that. All right, almost done. We got three more I'm going to share out here, and these are all the Lord Weird Slough. And the first one is Poison Treasures. Shalala, Thin Lizzy, I believe. Really cool cover. And then it kind of reminds me of Galacticus from Marvel Comics. And then the other side is kind of a different character there, but also with this this kind of spacey scene going. And the B-side band is Bible of the Devil, Galactic Violator. Not really familiar with them, but loved Slaugfeg. And this one is a split with Iron Sword, which I believe was a Italian doom band. I've got a few of their albums, and these are covers of a new wave of British heavy metal, hence the tribute. And it is titled Hail Britannica Volume 1. I believe there was also a Volume 2 with some other bands. And Slaugfeg does Heavy Metal Rules and Iron Sword Valhalla. 341 out of 500. I don't remember who the original tracks were done by, so I'm not going to attempt to speak on that. And we have another split here, Slaugfeg with Fast Taker, Man of War, track from their first album. And the B-side is Solstice, which there's been a few different Solstices. This is not the death metal band. This is the UK doom band. And their track is Gloves of Metal, also Man of War. So you got a Man of War tribute, another picture disc. And we are at 41 minutes. I am out of records, but I've got more crates, so I'll do another one another time. If you've stuck out for the 41 minutes, thank you. You've probably got more patience than I do, but I have no problem talking. So I could probably be on just chatting away. It's what I do because I teach. Try to limit the amount of talking I do at times. But thank you for watching. If you wouldn't mind giving it a like. If you haven't subscribed, that would be cool too. I appreciate your time, and I don't have a little cool catchy saying, so I guess maybe doom on, rock on. Thank you for watching.